students, welcome back to the video series of Python programming. I am your instructor Shweta Yagnik, and today we are going to understand tuple data structure of Python. So the topic that we are going to cover today are first introduction to tuple, and then we are going to see different operations and functions that can be done on tuple. So without wasting much time, let's begin. So the tuple is an ordered sequence of items where each item is identified by an index. We place each element inside a round bracket separated by commas. Okay, in order to extract the element, we refer indexing, same as we used to do in list. So similar to list, we can have any number of items and all can be of different types. So here for our reference, we are having example of tuple where X is a tuple having 3 elements inside. One is of integer type, second is of a string, and third is again an integer. So it's a mixture, right? And in order to extract any element, we will use indexing, similar to list. In second example, we are having a single element tuple, and last example, which is EMP, employee tuple, are having a nested tuple inside the tuple. Okay, so now we are going to see practically how to define a tuple and how to extract elements from a tuple. Now in a command prompt, we are going to declare a tuple, rather empty tuple. So here we are having variable X, and I am going to use tuple and empty bracket. So this is how we can declare empty tuple. Okay, if we want, we can check the type of tuple X this way. So it is saying that this is a tuple. The another way of declaring empty tuple is Y. Suppose let's have a different tuple, that is Y, and we are assigning empty round brackets. Okay, so let's check the type of Y. Yes, it is also a tuple. So now if we want to declare a tuple with some elements initialized, so 1 or rather 4, 5 and 6, okay, that is printed. So it is having a tuple with elements 4, 5 and 6. Now if I want to extract specific element, I can use indexing. So if I specify 1, it will extract the second element. Similarly, if I want, I can use the negative indexing in order to extract the element, similar to list. So this will extract the last element of the tuple, that is the 6th. Okay, now if I want to declare a tuple with single element, okay, you may be thinking like this is the way to declare a tuple with a single element, but let's try. Now let's check the type of Y. So surprisingly, it is showing me integer, not a tuple. What is the reason? The way of declaring a tuple with a single element is by this. Okay, we need to specify a comma in order to tell to Python that this is not a single variable, single element, but this is a tuple. Okay, so we need to have a comma. Now let's check the type again of Y. So now it is showing tuple. It's not integer, but now it is a tuple. So just remember this, in order to declare a tuple with single element, we need to specify in a round bracket that element and then a comma. Okay, this is weird, so you need to just remember it. Now if I want to declare a tuple with heterogeneous item which contains integer, float, string, maybe nested tuple and list, etc. So let us understand this by an example. So here we are having 1, 2, 3, these are elements, and yes, I can use the tuple itself, that is X. Then I can use some string as well. So let us see what are the elements of the tuple, that is TUP, what we have declared. So 1, 2 and 3 are elements. X is itself a tuple, that is 4, 5 and 6 is a single element. So this is a nested tuple. Okay, and the last is string. If I want to extract any of the element, I'll be using similarly the indexing. Okay, so index number 3, that is the fourth element, is a nested tuple. But if I want to extract a specific element of a nested tuple, I'll be using 2 index. Okay, so if I want to extract the first element of nested tuple, I'll be using 0 as an index. So now we are going to see another property of a tuple, that tuple is immutable. Okay, unlike list, which is mutable. Okay, once we have declared a list, we can alter or update its element, but it is not the same case in tuple. Tuple is immutable. That means once we have declared a tuple with its element, we cannot change its element. Okay, similarly string is immutable. So these are the examples where we can see that the list X having values 9, 8 and 7, and if we want to alter the third element, that is index number 2, we can change it. In the second example, a string is there A, B and C. If we want to alter the third element, that is index number 2 with D, we cannot change it, and Python will give us a traceback error. Similarly, in case of tuple, the error we are getting is a traceback. If we attempt to alter any of the element in this example, it will give me a traceback error. So the advantage of this immutable nature of the tuple is a performance, where it is a really easy and performance boost if we use tuple in order to iterate. The another example where we can use tuple is a scenario where we don't want to alter any of the data. So as the line suggests, if we require data that doesn't change, then implementing it as a tuple will guarantee that it remains write protected. So this is the advantage or application of a tuple. Now we will see different tuple operators and function. First operator that we are going to see is assignment operator. Okay, in example we can see that x and y is a tuple where x and y are variables, and on right hand side of assignment variable we are having values, that is 4, that is integer, and the next value is a string. So it will do a tuple assignment. Okay, so x will be assigned value 4 and y will be assigned a string, that is Python, and when we print the value of y, it will give the assigned value. So this is equal to a multiple assignment. We are going to see shortly how to do that. Next operator is a range slicing, the similar which we have explored in list. Concatenation, if we want to concatenate 2 tuples, we can use plus. Repetition operator, that is star, if we want to repeat the value of tuple, we can use this star. And lastly we are going to see the membership operator, that is in and not in. So now let us understand practically how to use these operators with tuple. So here we are having one tuple called student with 3 elements. First is roll number, second is name, and last is marks. We are also defining other tuple, that is fees, and with single element, and I hope you remember how to define a single element tuple with comma. So these are 2 tuples we are having, and if we want to use assignment operator, we'll use it like this. So first is roll number and second is name, and on right hand side we will use a tuple that is already defined, student. Okay, let us see. Okay, I have made some mistake. Yeah, so this is where Python tells us on right hand side 3 elements are there, and on left hand side we are having just 2 elements, okay, which is not proper. So here we need to use 3 variables inside tuple or in left hand side. So here I'll be using marks. Okay, so this is now Python is okay with us. So now let us print the value of R number, that is 1, name and marks. So this single statement, okay, tuple assignment, saves our 3 assignment separate operators. So if your tuple is having n number of values, and using single tuple assignment you can assign all the individual elements to respective variables. Now secondly we are going to see range variable. So I'll be using R number and name equal to student, and I'll be using 0 to 2. That means static index is 0 and the last element that I want to extract is a name, that is first element and second element, but I don't want to extract the third element. So the end index will not be used by range in order to extract the elements. So let us understand R number, or rather I'll be using some different variable, R and name equal to student and say 0 to 2, so that we can understand whether R and number have been assigned the proper values or not. So R is having value 1 and N variable will be having value string, that is second element. Okay, so this is how range slicing will be used. The second operation that we are going to do is concatenation. So if I want to concat two tuples together, I will be using plus sign, plus operator. So our first tuple is student and our second tuple is fees. So let us concatenate that. Student plus fees. Okay. So this is the concatenated tuple, but please keep this thing in mind that either of the tuple, that is student or fees, will not be altered. If we print the values of student, it will be same, and fees it will be same, because tuple is immutable. The concatenation operator will concatenate two tuples and will return us the new tuple. Now next operator that we are going to see is a repetition operator with star. So fees and 2 times. Okay, so it has repeated the elements twice. Again the original tuple will remain same, it is immutable. Now the second operation that we are going to explore here is a membership operator. So if I want to check whether one in student, it is going to give me true, because one is a member of the tuple. Now secondly, if I want to see 3 not in student, it is going to give me true, because 3 is not part of the student. Okay, so these are the operators that we have studied. Now we are going to see different functions that can be used along with tuple. So these are some of the functions that are supported by tuples. First is length, that will return, this function will return the length of the tuple. Secondly, minimum, that will return the minimum element from the tuple. Maximum will return the maximum element of the tuple. Then we are going to see index of the specified element. Okay, it will return the index of the element where it will match first. Next is the count of the element which we are passing, how many times that element has occurred inside a tuple, that will be returned. And lastly we are going to see sorted function, that will return a new ascending sorted list. Here just mark that it will return a list, not a tuple. So if we want a tuple, we need to typecast it. So let us see practically how to use this function. So let us define over here one tuple, tup 1, and have some elements into it, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay, these are the elements I'm having. So first function that we are going to see is len function. So len of tuple 1, it will return 6, because we are having 6 elements inside a tuple. Now let us understand minimum value of tuple, that is 0. Similarly max is 5. Now we are going to see the index of tuple dot index. Which index we want? I want index of element number 1. So it is going to give me 2, because one number element at index 2. Now we are going to see the count of the element, that is tuple 1 dot count, how many times that element has occurred. So say 1, so it has occurred only one time. Here we have not seen the we have not taken the tuple which is having elements multiple times. So let us alter it little bit, and we are defining one more tuple called 2, and I am deliberately repeating element number 4 2-3 times. Okay, so yes, so now if I use again tuple 2 dot index of 4, now what do you think, which index will be returned? Because number 4 has occurred at many points. It has occurred at 0th index, then 1 2 3 4 5, and also at 6th index, but it will return the index of first match, so it is going to give me 4. Now if I want tuple 2 dot count the number of times 4 has occurred, it is going to give me 4 because 4 element has occurred 4 times. Now I'll be using sorted function, tuple 2 dot sorted. Okay, and yes, sorry, I need to use sorted and tuple 2 because this tuple I want to sort. So now it has returned a list with a sorted element. Okay, but now if I want a tuple itself, I do not want list, so I need to do a typecasting before returning. So here I'll be using tuple, and then I'll be using this function. So now it will return me a tuple. Okay, now do you think the original tuple has changed? Let us verify. Tuple 2, no, it has not altered the original element because sorted function will return a new tuple in a sorted fashion. Okay, now if I change a little bit a second parameter, that is reverse equal to true, it will sort the tuple in descending order. Okay, yes, I have made some mistake. Yes, I have made mistake in spelling of true, so I'll be changing it. So now yes, it has sorted in descending order. So that's it for this session. We have seen how to declare a tuple and how to declare a tuple with single element. We have also seen how to extract elements of a tuple. We have explored that tuple is immutable. That means once we have declared a tuple, we cannot change it. We have also seen different operators and functions of a tuple. I hope this session is useful for you. See you in the next session. Till then, keep learning.